Hello class, welcome to week 6. So week 6 is quite interesting. We will be reading Alice Munro's The Found Boat. Alice Munro is a Canadian writer and author, and she won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2013. Alice Munro's work is very modern and contemporary, especially in its analysis and exploration of identity and gender, which is exactly what we will be focusing on this week. So when reading The Found Boat, pay attention to the plot and structure as well as the characters. It's an allegory of female sexuality, which means that the story itself means much more than what actually happens. So in every allegory, it's not only about what's happening, and it's not only about the characters in the book or short story, but it's what they represent and what they can mean in a larger universal scale. So in Alice Munro's short story, The Found Boat, you can definitely explore the male figures and the female figures. Questions include, how do the male characters act? How do the young boys act in regards to the girls? What is the role of the female characters in the short story? What symbols do you see in the short story? For example, symbolic meanings of nature, the river, debris, the names of the characters. The woman herself is called Ava. There's definitely allusions to the Bible and the whole Garden of Eden. The Found Boat setting can be seen as a Garden of Eden of some sorts. So what happens to the identity of the characters within this Garden of Eden? And how do these young people come to understand themselves? So in every piece of literature, well, not every, but most that talk about growth, development, coming of age stories, they definitely try to focus on how these characters come to understand themselves and even their sexuality. So gender is a big part of that, and there's a lot of gender theory that you can read in addition to this short story to enlighten or perhaps illuminate some identity and role issues. So, for example, do her female characters, are they stereotypical? Are they traditional? Are they the common type, and do they fit the standard gender roles of women? Do the men fit standard gender roles of men? Furthermore, how do the characters relate to each other? So there are 5 parts within the short story. So how do they relate with one another within these 5 parts? Furthermore, look at the meaning of the objects, the natural world, the symbols. Please take notes within the reading. You can always highlight words, characters, quotes within the work. You can even highlight or circle specific parts that you may then use in writing your paper. Final questions to consider when reading Alice Munro's The Found Boat is, what essentially is she trying to show through the women and men? Are gender roles static, fixed, performative? Are they constructed? Are there no roles except what society imposes on us? Or how are gender roles made or remade? So definitely, if you would like, and I highly recommend, you can also read Judith Butler's gender theory in addition to this story to really gain a greater impact. Thank you for listening, and see you next week.